Howdy, and welcome to the round table. For Red Dirt D&D, I'm Michael Cross.
Connor Shenold.
Johnny Payne with something snazzy.
Andy Cross, I'm here.
Again.
Brooke Bullock.
Kiri Hester's having a great hair day.
She really is.
She really is.
She has
really
an
are.
amazing hair day. Kimberly Cross.
Yeah, you're okay. So let's go
Who's
back
not
to that.
having a great hair day, but
Folks,
that's
Kiri is
fine.
part of the Johnny Brooke Club.
Okay,
I know, like I'm really.
Step it up, Aiden.
We've
Connor is
got
always
competition.
having a great hair
Aiden's
day.
got the link.
He's got the locks, man.
You know, I'm telling you.
It's getting
That was
there.
the hair I had when I was.
I know, I did too. I've seen pictures. You guys have seen
Yeah.
pictures of me with that kind of hair.
Connor's hair is always perfect. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's really not.
Connor has awesome hair.
All the time.
Best hair.
So,
you.
Okay, so here, if this is weird sounding, I really don't know. I'm not going to know how it really sounds until I'm actually recording or until I'm actually editing. But we're in the studio where I normally do the morning edition hosting.
It's take your D&D party to work day.
I love it.
We're so excited.
Donate now to KOSU.oh.
Yeah. So just so everyone is realizing what's happening, and we'll get this. This will drop by this time you hear this. We will hopefully have moved out of this studio.
By the time you read this,
into
I will be
yes.
dead.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
And so, oh yeah.
Oh, never mind. Carry on, Michael.
And
New
you
studio
are dead.
news. Didn't mean to steal there. Not true. Sorry.
And so we will talk about that. And I should probably time this thing, shouldn't I?
Whatever, man.
We are out of it today.
Is anybody
8-hour-long
else?
round table.
This week has been like I now
The worst
understand.
month ever.
I now understand the term brain fog.
Oh my
I don't know
gosh.
what happened this week, but like I get the term brain fog. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm at an
Holy
age where I
cow.
live that.
Oh my goodness, it's been crazy.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
we're going through that right now as we're trying to move out of this studio into the next. Like I had to reset all my monitors up here. So, and I did that during the morning show on Friday. So I'm moving everything over, and then when you've been doing something for 10 years, over and over and over again, your hands, your eyes,
Muscle
everything
memory,
goes to
yeah.
where you need to
100%.
be. So I'm looking over at this area when I should be looking at that area. And
Now, which
and
area specifically are you discussing?
2 o'clock
Because
instead of
our listeners
11
It
can't
does
see
not
it.
matter. It doesn't, so wherever you should normally look,
He's
I was
looking
at
right
the
when he should be
wrong-
looking
yeah.
left. And
It was horrible. So, and I'll have this, I guess, Monday morning, and then we're supposed to move on Tuesday. Hopefully that'll all happen. So
are
I
you
don't know.
paying in beer and pizza?
Are you paying the inspectors in steak and scotch?
I think we are apparently paying in actual money, and so
The
for everything to be moved. I don't know. Anyway, so we are recording in the actual studio where instead of in the performance space.
Yeah.
Because the performance space has been all the
full boxes.
All the soundproofing stuff has been pulled down. Already moved over to the new space. It's already full boxes and everything. So this is our space that we're actually recording in for the time being, because we only have a temporary occupancy license right now, so we can't go in and do any kind of recording or anything like that.
Which we figured out means
Sure.
like, you can like prep, but you can't actually work there or you're breaking the law.
Well, we can't move in yet. Not everything's done yet.
Yeah.
So we still need to get things done. But for right now, we're excited to at least have the roundtable and our recording in here. Thanks to KOSU for at least allowing us to have another space and not have to go online again.
I would cry.
Yes. So we are talking about episodes 78, 79, 80, and 81, wherein we
Nothing
lose.
good happened.
Whoa, hey, I thought tons of fun things happened.
I thought it was great.
Dramatic.
I took the
DM
whole
loved
episode
it.
off. It was great.
The DM
2
loved
episodes
it.
off.
1.9.
Yeah. And I feel you. I understand what it's like to come in for a couple of episodes and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, sit out for a couple. So let's talk about, because we moved right into it. Twitch.
Dun dun.
First off, ending episode 78, and after recording that and editing it, we end 78 on this. We're all everything's
We are not worried at all.
We
Like,
really-
hey, it's a zombie. We got this covered.
Twitch is
It's
a
little
zombie,
thing. It'll be
no
great,
problem.
No big deal. It's some type of flavor effect.
Then we all started doing the math, and it's like, oh.
It wasn't until Johnny.
We really got an ego.
Johnny
check.
in between recordings was like, "Hey, by the way,
pointed out that we raised dead. You cannot
revive an undead creature."
Right.
And
So
technically,
it's
by
like-
that time, Twitch was an undead creature.
And so it was if you kill the zombie version of Twitch, it's not a corpse laying there.
It's
It's,
an
a
it
is
zombie
blood,
corpse.
yeah,
laying
undead.
there. It's an undead corpse laying there.
So we
Yeah.
had, and so then we realized what's going to happen once we started 79, and we had 2 of them down. We had 2 people down that way. And let me say something first off, because I've been saying it to Aiden for a month now. I'm really sorry. I messed up. My character, if I had just gone invisible, if I had just used the cap of cacophony,
Cacophonous camouflage.
yes, I would have been able. Yes, I would have been greater invisibility. By the way, is that concentration?
No, I don't think so. You
See,
just
I mean,
do it.
Because
You
it's
are
You have
because
to
you're concentrating on
concentrate on the
humming.
song, yeah.
but it's not an actual concentration,
No.
so I could actually hex and have that.
Maybe,
right,
maybe,
because the disadvantage is the fact that you're having to sing.
maybe we give you disadvantage on the normal concentration because you're singing.
Yeah, really.
Or you can keep hex up if you go hex, 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 hex,
Hex, hex, hex.
You can weave this. A good warlock would be able to
Weave
weave
the
the two
gun.
together.
Hex, 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 hex. Sorry. for
Has to be
volunteers out
spy
there.
music.
It's a
Yeah,
hex.
so I do
hex.
believe that I should have been, I should not have turned. I should have, if I'd gone in greater invisibility, he could never have shot me. I could have.
But you didn't, did you?
No, I was
also,
bad.
I just want to talk about our roles being abysmal.
Oh,
Yeah.
my good.
The DC did not
Yeah.
change, by the way, I don't think. From Beholder
my-
to Death Tyrant.
My complaint is that
This is also my complaint, I think.
Jaska gets charmed at some point in time, and I think Aiden forgets and attacks Jaska
Yes.
again, thus breaking the charm. Billy stays charmed the whole gosh dang time because I guess, remembered it, and it
What was
frustrates
the
me.
first thing that happened?
It frustrates me because I know that was like. That what you didn't do that on purpose. It's like, this is a choice that
Yeah.
Xantriox is making.
And we role played it. That was the other problem. Was, hello, Mr. Xantriox. How are you doing today? Hello, Billy.
The other thing,
did
the other thing about,
musical.
the other thing about Jaska was also like paralyzed and like asleep and,
Yeah.
and thrown at the wall and
Yeah,
it was
Absolutely picking on her.
Yeah.
somehow not hitting you with any disintegration or anything though,
But
which was
you
good.
can't,
Right?
but Kiri can't complain because, like, sure, Xionti took out Xantriox, but Billy took out everything else in the room in like
I mean,
2 rounds.
It was
Just-
one round.
I just
They-
love
go,
Kiri,
go, go,
like,
go.
okay, action surge, and then you kill everybody, and then you're like,
Oh my
I
god.
have an action left.
I should have saved that because now I don't have
nothing
anybody
to
to attack.
do. I don't have anything to do. I'm just going to be very bored for the rest of this combat, which is why I was like, maybe I can like get Pumpkin to help us. I don't know. Yeah, very frustrating to be the person who does. I'm the stabby guy, and I couldn't stab anything.
I think there was. It's.
And I think that irate is OP. I should get to reroll at the end of my turn.
It is very powerful.
yeah.
It is.
But
it
I
is, it is
didn't-
the only irate you can't reroll unless they attack you.
Yeah,
But if
didn't-
we could go.
Well, I just didn't want, and I know there was, you could have stopped doing you could have lowered the C. There's a lot of things you can do as a DM. Folks out there, if you're playing a DM, you're heading toward a TPK.
But there would have never been a TPK. Billy was right there. I would have had to hit Billy at some
It was
point.
never actually going to be a TPK, and
I would
I
have
didn't
just
want you
been
to take the
adopted.
kid gloves off.
Yeah.
I didn't want to feel like, you have to start or put the kid gloves on. I didn't want to feel like you had to start being cushioning us because we were starting towards
100%.
lead.
I mean, sure, but you didn't have to use
I mean, that's
every
every single legendary action.
From a certain point of view, so this is the second time we fought this creature. And
Yeah.
the first time around, we had a cat there that was like, it's cool.
You had-
Anything happens, I
you
got
had a Deus Ex
zero
Machina.
worries.
We totally
So
did.
this time when we fought, it was like, oh.
Oops.
Yeah, I like that it was the opposite end of the spectrum, and it was more.
Yeah, it's like poetry. It rhymes, but it's really funny because like I thought to myself like, oh, you guys are gonna need a Deus Ex Machina for the first one because you guys were kind of a little bit lower level against the Beholder.
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy fight. And you guys did struggle a little bit. I think Billy got turned to stone. I think someone might have gotten like really
I got
badly
charmed.
charmed.
Yeah,
See,
it was
the whole
the
time.
opposite.
It was the
It was the
opposite.
opposite. You were turned. You were petrified, and you were charmed. You could not attack.
But at the same time, I was like, okay, you guys needed it. But you guys rolled really well that first time.
Yeah,
And so I was like, okay, for this next
and
one.
I went invisible.
For this next one, it was actually the proper level to fight a Death Tyrant Beholder. It's only one challenge rating higher than a Beholder. I was like, you guys got this. You guys don't need help.
Oops.
Lo and behold.
So when did you start realizing that that stuff was starting to hit the fan?
You know what? In the episode, whenever my voice goes, "Okay, you just gotta hit Zianzi. You just gotta hit," because he was at 8 hit points for like 2 rounds.
Yes,
Oh, I know.
100%.
When no one was hitting, no one
And-
could hit him.
And well, and
Somebody
then
keeps
the
trying
only
to use that one
person,
spell that wasn't working.
the only person who was hitting him was like hitting him with
was-
like the saddest little 8-point spell.
I know. And well, no, it was interesting because
I was
I
shooting.
think
Beatrix was shooting from the
I think it would be
hallway.
much more interesting with the charm spell, and maybe someone write a letter for Wizards of the Coast of Change. Charm should be maybe a disadvantage rather than you just cannot attack.
Yeah.
Make it a disadvantage to attack because you're attacking someone
I
you
will
consider
say,
a friend.
Or if
Or
their
if-
minions attack you.
yeah.
I would have been out so easy. Those guys came straight for me.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
skewered
So-
all of them in one go.
So, but anyway, and there was that one moment where you were like, "Oh, how are you keeping track?" Or I don't know how you're keeping track of this. I just am. And it's like almost sad. Your voice almost cracks. Like I
I don't think I wrote anything down. I think that was all in my head.
every sad.
I was like, I just
moment of
knew.
this.
I think I might have lost track of what you were doing because I was like, you had like
Yeah.
5 conditions on you, Jaska.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't keep track of all
I
that.
lost track, and at some point I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna scroll, see what happens.
I guess at one point in the initiative where it was Jaska's turn, I was like, just skip.
Yeah.
I'm petrified. I'm taking a nap. I'm charmed.
I can't do anything.
I've been thrown against the
So-
wall. I've been
When we really come in, we mentioned in between episodes 78 and 79 is when we kind of go, oh my gosh, we might not have a way to bring
Twitch back.
and then
Yeah.
then Blackjack gets hit,
And Blackjack didn't have to. There was a round where I could have,
Yep.
but I decided instead to go Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
I got just gone greater invisibility.
yep.
So all
And
those
now we've
couldas?
got
Coulda,
2
shoulda,
down.
woulda.
I
Could've,
left
woulda.
here like, oh crap, I got inspiration for being funny about Shakespeare. And then I went back and listened and was like, oh, it was after I was a zombie.
Oh yeah.
That inspiration would have kept me from
Now
becoming
there's a
one.
sentence.
Don't worry. Right? Put that in a t-shirt.
Don't worry, that carries over to your next character, so it's fine.
So,
Yeah.
oh, cool, great. Okay. Because I was funny, not Twitch.
House of Q and Capulet may have been the best thing we've done in forever. That was,
Best.
I'm loving all the Shakespeare. It's been
it
great.
was fantastic.
So go ahead and say what you're saying about.
And so then we really start processing of like, what are we gonna do? Because Zianzi's not hitting,
All right.
and others can't, and Tabaxi and I are just,
Beatrix is stuck in
Beatrix and I are just like little chipping away at it.
The combat on both sides kind of turned into, okay, who's just going to... Because Xantriox was down to 8 hit points. He knew he was down to 8 hit points. He's desperately trying to shoot his eye rays, and he can't hit Zianzi with anything, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's basically a desperate fight on both sides.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and I mean, if you, it was a page right out of the monsters know what they're doing for you to play the
100%.
way you were playing him. It was exactly right.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to put the kid gloves on.
No.
I don't want to point out, I didn't even use his lair actions. He had lair actions. I totally forgot about those during the combat.
We're okay with that.
Layer action.
Lair actions.
Does he still
Okay,
have
so
some
what
of the
were
same,
some of
like,
the
reach
layer
out from
Here's
the
the
walls
thing,
and
though.
It's all the same
I
ones.
would
It's all
demand to
the
see
same
his
ones.
deed, and that was his lair.
So the other thing that I considered
He lost.
doing because I couldn't do anything was just start smashing his stuff because you kept describing it as a laboratory.
Yeah,
so I
it
was
was
just gonna go full
laboratory.
DD and just start smashing all of his stuff.
DD.
That was the only.
What does this button do?
Yeah, that was the only other thing I could consider doing, and just cheering Zianzi on, Mudman, go help him. I was.
But it was never going to be a TBK because at least Billy would have lived.
That's right. No
Billy
matter
would have
what.
been inducted into
As-
the League of Henchmen,
Yes.
and
As soon as he attacked you,
Yeah,
you would have been
you
able
would
to
have been able to stab him and
within
kill him
seconds.
within seconds.
He would have been down.
Yes.
And honestly, if I didn't get that surprise round and that charm off on Billy, I think that combat would have gone differently. I think
Completely.
the surprise round is what really
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
gave
There
him
are
the
a lot of
advantage.
things where that.
if
and I don't
Billy
know how
hadn't
rolls
been
have been
sticking
better.
his head out trying
Billy
to watch
is
him
no
for a
longer
minute.
allowed to stealth.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it was the stealth, but it was also I had Blackjack roll an insight check to tell if he saw Billy.
Yeah.
And if Blackjack would have saw that and said, "Oh my gosh, he sees you," we wouldn't have had a surprise round. But
You should have given me the hat.
Yeah. So we're going to have to leave it here for right now. We're going to go to the full version of the roundtable in just a moment. If you want to listen to and talk about, I mean, we've got a lot to talk about with Twitch.
Twitch died. If you want to hear us talking about it,
it was very emotional in this place, and it was the first time we'd really had that kind of emotion going on since someone died in campaign 1.
And someone at the table, it was their very first gaming death experience. We'll have to talk about that on the other side.
That's right. So we're going to go to the full version. If you want to hear that, go to patreon.com/reddirtdnd. You can join at any giving level that works best for you. Just $5 a month. Not only do you get to listen to the full version of the roundtable, but you get access to our Discord server where we have a great time. We have a Patreon hangout. You could also get our episodes 4 days early and bonus content. So patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We're going to go to the full version of the roundtable right now.